Today, the sole Republican who voted for the president's removal from office now says he should be able to nominate a Supreme Court justice with just weeks to go before Election Day.
The decision to proceed now with the President Trump's nominee is also consistent with history. I came down on the side of the Constitution and precedent as I've studied it. It's also appropriate for a nation which is, if you will, center-right, to have a court which reflects center-right points of view.
Utah Senator Mitt Romney joining other Republicans anxious for the president to name a conservative nominee to replace Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who died last Friday.
It will be a woman, a very talented, very brilliant woman.
And the president is promising to name her this week. Mr. Trump says there are 5 on the short list, thought to be the front-runner, 7th District Court Judge Amy Coney Barrett, who met with the president at the White House on Monday. Another favorite, Judge Barbara Lagoa, the first Hispanic woman to serve on Florida's Supreme Court. On a press call over the weekend with civil and women's rights groups, National Women's Law Center CEO Fatima Goss-Graves talked about what's at stake.
What's at stake, it is our access to health care. It is the unrelenting attacks from anti-abortion extremists. It is whether survivors of sexual violence can continue to be protected in school. It's whether this administration can radically restructure federal benefits, and whether organizations can take taxpayer dollars with one hand and turn away LGBTQ people with the other.
Within hours of Ginsburg's passing, the stage was being set for what promises to be a loud and raucous fight. Democrats demanding Republican senators hold to the same standard they used to defend not even giving President Obama's Supreme Court nominee to replace Justice Antonin Scalia, Merrick Garland, a hearing 8 months before the election. Back in 2016, both the majority leader and the current judiciary chair, in their own words,
"This nomination ought to be made by the president we're in the process of electing this year."
I want you to use my words against me. If there's a Republican president in 2016 and a vacancy occurs in the last year of the first term, you can say, Lindsey Graham said, let's let the next president, whoever it might be, make that nomination.
Former Vice President and presidential nominee Joe Biden urging Republicans to hold to their own principle.
We're in the middle of an election. By the time that vote comes up, if it comes up, there will have been close to 40% of people have already voted. It's a violation of the spirit of the Constitution to suggest that he should not wait until the outcome of the election.
But it appears politics as usual is winning the battle. Only 2 Republican senators, Murkowski and Collins, have already said they do not support filling the seat before the election. But it's unclear if that means they will vote against the nominee. Democratic leadership vowing to fight back, even considering increasing the number of judges on the high court.
We first have to win the majority before that can happen. But once we win the majority, God willing, everything is on the table.